like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Welcome everyone to Shrimp Tank Radio, and we're broadcasting live from the Ferrari dealership. This segment is called our post-show wrap-up, so it's a trailer for the entire podcast. And Dave Pagani, my friend for many years, was featured on the show, and you're going to want to download the entire podcast at houston.shrimptankpodcast.com. We had in the studio my friend and co-host Tom Glover, and also Chip Matthews. And Chip is a professor and a leader in the entrepreneurship degree program at Sam Houston State University. So this was one of our best shows. We got into a lot of conversation about international business. And David, just to give our listeners a little bit of an appetite to go download the entire podcast, we had a few questions that we wanted to wrap our show up with today. You want to go first, Tom?
Sure. Well, you said off air that you're a numbers guy. I'm a numbers guy, so it's like, yeah. And I'm a big believer in using data to run your business. So what numbers do you use to run your business? What do you recommend to entrepreneurs to focus on?
You know, I run everything as little pods, and they all have to be profit centers. So important to be a profit center so that you have numbers on everything that's transpiring in that unit. And we want to be able to know what our break-even point is. It's so important to know what your break-even point is as you move forward, what to be doing, and when to cut back costs.
Do you use the traditional metrics like of a P&L, revenue, and earnings and all the stuff in between, overhead, operating expenses? Is that part of what?
We do that, and then we've generated a bunch of our own that we do, and it's color. They're color-coded charts where it brings up red, yellow, green, depending on what's transpiring in that market.
You got to know your numbers, and let me tell you what, you ever watch a baseball game and the guy walks up to bat and they can tell you exactly what his batting percent, they got his stats, because it's big money. The difference between an amateur and a professional is that the professional knows their numbers and the amateur is just guessing. So that was just one of the great insights from David today. And also, David, I wanted to ask you, you're doing business internationally. You're in a recycling business that has environmental implications. Tell us a little bit about how your company is really improving things both here in the United States and abroad.
You know, first of all, is being able to provide and recycle clothing locally and to be able to provide it abroad. Our goal is to be able to be very diversified in all of our sales so that we can move product here, locally in Texas, nationally in the U.S., and then, of course, worldwide. And that maintaining that diversification into all of these different countries has been able to allow us to have a strong diversification and not actually depend on any country for revenue or to be able to move the products.
You know, you said something during the, I think it was the Fifth Amendment section, that you had never missed a payroll. That's pretty amazing for a startup, and obviously you got enough capital to start out with, and the business conceptually sounds like it'd be a hard one to estimate exactly how much you needed. So could you perhaps share a little bit about how you managed to do that so well?
Well, you're only as strong as your employees are, so they have to come first. And when you actually set up a budget or you do a business plan, the first thing you want to make sure that you cover is payroll. You have to have your expenses. You have to have this cushion of revenue that you operate with so that you never find yourself in that situation. Because the day that you start finding yourself in a place where you can't meet payroll, your team then starts losing trust in you. And when that takes place, I think that it just all starts coming apart.
One of the things that I've always tried to caution entrepreneurs to avoid doing is taking cash out of the company too quickly. A lot of entrepreneurs, they are looking to live off their business right out of the gate. Usually you need to
start for a while, right?
Yes, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Did you start for a while?
Yes, you do. You definitely do.
Yeah. Which builds character.
Which leads to another question I had in mind is, that guy who's out there starving because it isn't working for him yet and has maybe had a couple of failures, you got any particular words of advice for them?
That's a great question,
Yeah.
Chip. I believe that never, any time that you're involved, or you never really have a fall or a loss. Everything is a learning experience in this. And if you can take something that you picked up from something that didn't work out for you, but know how to be able to gain from that next time around, you've got a win-win situation. So there's never a failure or a loss, I believe, in business. I think they're all learning experiences that take us to the next level.
Good way to look at
Yeah,
it.
that word failure, that's like a permanent word, and I can tell you when people are interviewed about their success, and we interview some very successful entrepreneurs here, they don't tell you it was all sunshine and rainbows. They don't tell you it was just a skip through the park and internet unicorn kittens and all of this. They tell you about blood, sweat, and tears, heartbreaks, setbacks. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. Not everyone is cut out to be an entrepreneur, but you're listening to the Shrimp Tank radio show, and do go download the entire podcast because you're going to want to hear Dave's interview. So as we bring this together and as we close up, Dave, tell our listeners how would someone get in touch with your company if they wanted to learn more, get more information? Where do people find out more about you and ATRS?
Thank you for asking that question, Dan. You can visit us at atrscorp.com. That's atrscorp.com. Or visit us on Facebook, any social media platform under American Textile Recycling Service.
Yeah, I see them on social media. They're doing a great thing. You guys you do different community sort of events, and I've enjoyed following you through social media, and I've enjoyed being your friend for many years, and I want to thank you personally for coming on the show. Yeah, more years than we like to tell people about, but it was great having you on the show. Tom, thanks for being on the show. Chip from Sam Houston State University, great questions that you had today for David. Don't forget to download the entire podcast at houston.shrimptankpodcast.com. We will see you here next week. Thanks for tuning in.